What's going on, guys? I'm Fuller with Custom Offsets TV on YouTube. We got Dustin here. I had to double check and make sure I was recording. I am. We're good. We got another episode of This or That. So we got Keaton also hanging out with us in the old Google Hangouts. He's going to ask us the questions that you guys asked on the last video, and then we're going to answer them for you.
Duramax or Cummins?
I hate this question because I just feel like I don't know enough about each one. Like I need to spend the next couple of hours today researching them to give you an adequate answer, because there's pros and cons to both, right? And I feel like the majority of the argument just comes from people with brand loyalty, and then the other one is, well, Cummins is an inline 6 and the Duramax is a V8, and there's benefits to each one of those. But I guess I think I would go with the Cummins, simply because Cummins has been building diesel engines and putting them in everything, where the Duramax lineup, unless I am completely clueless here, like I haven't found a Duramax in a bulldozer or something. Cummins makes engines for lots of different equipment and semis and trucks and even smaller ones. It's like, yeah,
heavy equipment, farm tractors. Yeah, they make it for everything. So, and like this question is super loaded too, because are you talking brand new? Are you talking older? Are you talking pre-2000?
Is the Eco Diesel considered a Cummins, or is the new inline 6 3-liter from GM that Duramax? Or you're talking that Duramax? Or you're talking the 2.8 liter Duramax in the Colorado?
And then if you want to get really weird, do you want to talk inline 6 Cummins or V8 5.0 Cummins in the Titans? This is a very layered question. But to pick one, I'm also picking Cummins.
I knew you
specifically would. Like 12 valve.
Yeah.
They're so simple. They've ran off of 3 wires, right? Power ground and key switch.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Farm/plow truck or off-road /prerunner?
I feel like this is also kind of a loaded question, because who wouldn't take, do you want a $100,000 truck or a $4,000 truck? Well, I want the $100,000 truck, of course.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And it also depends on who's paying for it, who's maintaining it, what are you doing with it.
Yeah, what do I own? A work truck.
Correct.
But what do I want? Yeah, I'll take an off-road or a Prerunner, built truck. At the same time, it would probably be more useful if I had a plow truck. We would just use that a lot more than we'd use a Prerunner here in Wisconsin. And I do use my truck as a tow rig, or it goes to Menards to pick up supplies for the house and stuff like that. It's got a couple 100 pounds of rock salt in the back right now, actually. So,
well, I don't know.
That's what it gets used for.
Per your last video, you also use it as a Prerunner. So,
well, yes, we did try that.
I am going. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna pick a good, clean farm truck, simply because for what I need to do with it, it makes way more sense. I don't need a fully built Prerunner. I don't spend a lot of time up north on the trails. Would I if I had a Prerunner? Probably, but at this point I don't. So it would be nice to have like a super clean, mild built truck that I could slide under a gooseneck trailer and haul around whatever the hell I want to.
We should get you the actual truck called the Farm Truck. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, it does wheelies.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shorter but wider or taller but skinnier?
This question I actually like. So I guess I like both styles, but when it comes to like a lot of the trucks that we see in from the gallery or the ones that we build, I think it looks best shorter and wider, because if you're going for that like show truck kind of look, or even in an off-road setup, it's not so much practical, but it does look nice when it's not jacked up quite so tall, but you have some big meaty tires, sticking out, and it looks nice, shorter and wider. It's that bulldog stance.
Correct. I'm going to echo that as well. When I heard this question, the first thing I thought of was Adam's truck, which is on 26 by 12s, right? Or Sean's truck, which is reverse leveled on some thick Archons.
Right.
And I think the same way. I really like that reverse leveled, really broad, square look. I think it looks really good on those trucks.
Yep.
Gladiator or Tacoma?
Taco.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go with the Tacoma also. The Gladiator's sweet. I do really like it, and it's kind of grown on me because when it first came out, I don't know how I felt about it, but I do really kind of like the way it looks now. When it comes to actually off-roading and whatnot, though, the Gladiator is quite long. So that's like some of the biggest complaints that I've heard is from having the extended wheelbase. And I believe it's actually longer than the Tacoma is. I don't like have the specs right in front of me, but huge Toyota guy. I love Toyotas, and the Tacoma's a very capable truck. It's a nice mid-sized truck. I wish they made a little more power because they're kind of slow, but at the same time, the Gladiator's in the same boat, right? It's not fast by any means, and you're not gonna go bombing across the desert at 100 miles an hour in one, but they look pretty good, especially when you, like, even just a leveling kit and some bigger wheels and tires, they definitely need aftermarket support because from factory, they give you like 17-inch wheels with these like 255 tires or something. It looks ridiculous, way too small for a Jeep that's really long. Or like one of the guys I follow on Instagram, Neomag, they make these really cool like magnet pocket clips for your spare magazine. He's got a Gladiator, and he just ordered some wheels and tires for it, and it looks 100 times better than it did stock. So it's easy to just slap on leveling kit wheels, tires, and they look pretty awesome. So that's the Gladiator side of it. But at the same time, I'm gonna pick a Tacoma.
And I think that's not a surprise. Everyone saw that coming. You know, the Tacoma's just a great truck. It's been around forever. Toyota reliability. I mean, it's a solid platform. The Gladiator does well. It has the typical Jeep clearance with a small lift and massive tires. But I don't know, man. The Tacomas, especially the newer Tacomas, look so good.
Well, but, Jeep, straight axle, front and rear. You got the Jeep history. Jeep's been around longer than the Tacoma has. But at the same time, the Gladiator is a new platform. There's points to be argued on both sides here.
Yeah, I think we could spend all day doing this.
Mazda B3000 or Ford Ranger?
I guess I'm going to pick a Ford Ranger just because I feel like if I'm driving a truck, I don't want it to be made by Mazda. But there's going to be plenty of people that are going to argue, yeah, but you like Toyotas, so what's the difference? When I had my Ranger, fun fact, yes, I owned a Ranger. One of the doors was like smashed in, so I went to the junkyard, pulled one off, and it actually came off of a Mazda B3200. So like the parts are interchangeable. It's literally a Ford Ranger with a Mazda badge slapped on it. So the only reason why I can pick the Ranger over the Mazda is because it's a Ford, and it looks like a Ford.
I would argue that the Mazda looks like a Ford. If you guys haven't seen it, you'd have to look at them side by side, but it is literally the same truck with a Mazda badge in the grill. I think it'd be cool to own a little Mazda pickup like that, just because people would be like, "Is that rebadged?" Oh man, it's actually a Mazda truck. It's a real real product. So yeah, it would demand some attention, I think, and have some pretty cool conversations about it.
Agreed. So that is another episode
Are we
of
not,
This or That.
are we not going to do a bonus question today?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sure.
There's a bonus. Keaton said it was the last one. I got a little too excited. Okay, bonus question time. I take it back.
Would you rather cook all the food or do all the dishes?
Cook all the food, buddy.
All day long.
I hate doing dishes. If you could see my sink right now, you would see that it's full because I'm waiting for Emily to get home because that's her job.
Damn.
Not to trigger people out there. I have my jobs and she has her jobs, okay? We both know when we come to an agreement. But when it comes to cooking, I enjoy cooking, and I don't mind cooking for everybody or making a large meal or, doing the main course plus the appetizer and the desserts and all the sides and all that. Can be quite stressful, though, when you're like trying to get 30 million things done at once and you try not to burn one thing and making sure the other thing doesn't end up undercooked. So I guess specifically I enjoy grilling the most, like a typical, dude would, but...
True blue-blooded American. Freedom.
Right.
Yeah, I grew up in a family of 6, so our meals were always big, and I learned really early that you either cooked or you did dishes. And I hate doing dishes. So I learned to cook really early. I've always enjoyed it. And it's always just been something that kind of stuck with me. So I would rather cook for a group of 50 people than have to wash all those dishes.
Bonus question. How do you like your steak?
Medium rare.
See, I'm more of a rare kind of guy. Sometimes I'll entertain a blue rare even. But,
really?
You know, yeah, just that quick sear. It's got to be the right cut of meat, though. That's another episode of This or That. Hope you guys liked it. That was a fun one. We had some kind of interesting questions in there. If you've got your interesting question that you want to ask us, you can drop it down in the comments below, and hopefully Keaton finds it, and we'll get it put in the video for you. I think that's all you need to know. Wheelstar Suspension, CustomOffsets.com. Peace.